podcast. Today, we are going to discuss an interesting topic. Should artificial intelligence or AI be allowed in academic activities on campus? Our guest speaker today is Okta. Welcome, Okta.
Hi Inun! Thank you Inun. I'm happy to be here and talk about this topic.
AI tools like ChatGPT are becoming very popular among university students. Some people think AI helps students learn better, while others think it can make students lazy or encourage cheating. What do you think?
In my opinion, AI should be allowed in universities, but there should be clear rules for using it. First, AI can help students learn more easily and quickly. According to research by Wu and his team in 2026, ChatGPT can improve student learning outcomes when it is used in the right way.
Can you give us some examples?
Of course, students can use AI to understand difficult topics, summarize long articles, make practice questions, and improve grammar in their writing. For example, communication students can ask AI to explain communication theories in simple words before reading textbooks.
That sounds very useful. Does AI also make students more interested in learning?
Yes, it does. According to research by Deang and his team in 2025, AI can increase student motivation and make learning to more interesting. Many students feel more comfortable asking questions to AI because they can ask anything and as many times as they want without feeling embarrassed.
I think many students ask AI almost every day now.
That's true. Many students use AI to prepare presentation, find ideas for assignment, make summarize, or check their writing before submitting. Because of that, AI can save time and make studying more efficient.
However, many lecturers worry that students will simple copy answer from AI and submit them as their own work.
Yes, it is a very reasonable concern. One of the biggest problems with AI is plagiarism and academic dishonestly. If students only copy answer without understanding them, they will not learn anything from the assignment.
So, the problem is not AI itself, but how students use it.
Exactly, AI is only a tool. It can be helpful or harmful depending on how people use it. Using AI to find ideas or improve writing can support learning. But using AI to complete an entire assignment without understanding the topic, it's not good for education.
Are there studies that support this concept?
Yes, a student about undergraduate student in 2026 found that students who depend too much on ChatGPT may become less active in thinking and analyzing information by themselves. These many students still need to think critically and check information carefully instead of accepting every AI answer directly.
Some people even worry that AI may replace lecture in the future. What do you think about that?
Personally, I don't think AI can replace lecturer. AI can give information quickly, but lecturer can provide experience, discussion, guidance, and feedback that AI cannot replace. Education is not only about finding answer, it is also about communication, teamwork, and learning from other people.
If universities decide to allow AI, what should they do?
I think universities should create clear guidelines for students and lecturers. According to UNESCO, educational institutions should make rules about how AI can be used responsibly in education. First, students should tell lecturers when they use AI in assignment. Lecturers should use more presentation, discussion, and case student and oral exams instead of only written assignment. Third, universities should teach AI literacy so students understand both the advantage and the limitation of AI.
So, students should use AI wisely.
Exactly, students should use AI as a learning partner, not as a shortcut to avoiding studying. AI should help students learn better, not do all of the work of them.
That sound fair and balanced. Before we end today's discussion, can you summarize your opinion in one statement?
Currently, I believe AI should be allowed in academic activities because it can make learning easier, faster, and more accessibility. However, university need clear rules to protect academic honestly and help students continue developing critical thinking skill. Support learning, not replace the learning process itself.
Thank you very much, Okta, for sharing your talk and idea with us today.
Thank you for inviting me, Inon.
And thank you to our listeners for joining us today. See you in the next episode.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our podcast. Today we are going to discuss an important issues that affect many people in Indonesia and I guess around the world too. The impact of fuel price increases. With me today is Inun as our guest speaker. Welcome Inun.
Thank you, Okta. I'm happy to be here and share my opinion about this topic.
Fuel prices have increased several times in recent years and many people have strong reaction to it. What is your overall opinion about rising fuel prices?
In my opinion, fuel price increases have both positive and negative impact. However, the negative effects are usually felt immediately by student workers and low-income families because transportation and living costs become more expensive.
Let's talk the economy effect first. How do higher fuel prices influence the economy?
Fuel is an essential resource for transportation industry and business activities. When fuel price rise, companies spend more money on distribution and production. As a result, the prices of goods and services often increase. Economy describe this situation as cost inflation, where higher production costs lead to higher consumer price. Therefore, many families have to adjust their spending habits and reduce non-essential expenses.
So, fuel price can affect almost every sector of society.
Exactly. Even people who do not own vehicles can still feel the impact because food price, delivery service, and public transportation cost might increases.
Transportation is another important issue. How does this affect university students?
Students are among the group most affected by rising transportation costs. Many students travel long distances to attend class when fuel price increase. Bus fares, motorcycle expenses, and online transportation service become more expensive. As a result, some students need to spend a larger portion of their monthly allowance or transportation.
That the constantly create financial pressure?
Yes, especially for students who live away from their families or depend entirely on limited financial support. Some students might look for alternative transportation methods, such as carpooling, cycling, or using public transportation more frequently.
You mentioned inflation earlier. Could you explain the connection between the fuel price and the inflation?
Of course, fuel is closely connected to the distribution of product. When transportation costs increase, business business often raise the price of goods to main process profit. Consequently, consumers buy more for everyday necessities, including food, clothing, and household products. High inflation can reduce people purchasing power because their income remains the same while expenses continue to rise.
Most of our discussion has focused on negative impacts. Are there any positive effects of higher fuel prices?
Yes, there are some positive aspects. Higher fuel price can encourage people to save energy and reduce unnecessary fuel consumption. They may also motivate government and communities to invest in renewable energy sources and environmentally friendly transportation system. In the long term, this could contribute to environmental sustainability and lower carbon emissions.
Okay, before we end our discussion, could you summarize your opinion in one statement?
Currently, I believe fuel price increases create significant challenge for students and society because they raise transportation costs and contribute to inflation. However, they can also encourage energy conservation and innovation in alternative energy. Therefore, government should implement fair policies that protect vulnerable communities while promoting sustainable development.
Okay, Nun, thank you so much for sharing today and your insightly today.
Thank you for inviting me, Okta. It was a wonderful discussion.
And thank you to our listener for joining us today. See you in next podcast episode and goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.